Hey, what's up, beautiful people? How you doing? I'm doing great. Yesterday I taught a yoga class for Earth Day as part of Hemp Fest in Newark. Gave me life. I never intended to be a yoga teacher like that. And I say that and I stand by it. That was never my thing. But I've been, I got on the path for a different reason. And now that I've come to terms with the idea that yoga teaching is something that is for me and that I like. It's surprising how it's manifesting because I myself, as a yoga student, I like to take power yoga classes. I like to take classes that challenge me physically, mentally, spiritually, right? Classes that are just like dynamic and sweaty. But when it comes to teaching, I don't think that's my jam. And I don't know, I'm going to write a post about this, but there's definitely a lesson in this experience for me, which is, it's a lot. You and your loved ones are safe. That came up. If you're worried about something regarding your physical safety, your health, obviously go to the doctor. I'm not a doctor, and never take advice from somebody on the internet that tells you about your body. But if you're worried about spiritual things, you're safe. I had to stop my message, my story there. But yeah, taking this, doing a more restorative practice, doing a slow, intentional grounding practice is something that I think I'm finding my niche with in terms of becoming a yoga instructor. Okay, we've got two here. A fiery climax approaches and the end of a tough cycle approaches. Okay, so before I got started shuffling and talking, running my mouth about this yoga class yesterday, I came up with a spread here. I'm going to use the Moonology and the Aquarian Tarot to talk about the last new moon eclipse that we had. I believe it was last Wednesday. Then I will use the spell casting and the Wild Unknown Tarot for the Mercury retrograde. And then finally, I will use the Modern Witch Tarot, Angels and Ancestors Oracle to talk about the week ahead, which I think is connected to these other things. So let's get started. Enough about yoga. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn. That happens in Cancer season, I believe, if I'm getting my dates right. And a fiery climax approaches. Full moon in Aries. That happens in Libra season. Perhaps something that happened in Libra season of last year that was fiery and like intense. You're going to get some kind of resolution or conclusion to this cycle. Maybe not in the full moon in Capricorn, but maybe a summertime kind of situation. The Fool, a card of new beginnings, a card of starting fresh, a card of after, the end of a tough cycle approaches, kind of giving world vibes, world card, which is the end of a cycle. And the Fool card means, which is the beginning of so the world is the last in the major arcana. The Fool is the first card, 0, you can see on the top here. And the Fool represents starting over in a new cycle. So you've learned a lesson that came to the conclusion, and now you're beginning again. Let's see a little bit more about this. 10 of Rods, Star in reverse. Let's get one more. Ten of Swords in reverse. So you're starting off a new cycle soon, collective. And what's still on your mind is the thing that you are finishing, the thing that you're ending is still weighing on you. You can even look at this Fool here. He doesn't look very relaxed. Usually the Fool on the traditional tarot is like head is back. He's like carefree. He's practically skipping off of a cliff. This guy, he's giving like, I'm going to get my taxes done and I'm not looking forward to it kind of vibe, right? Like he knows he's going to be paying some money this year because he didn't take out enough allowances or didn't set aside his money from his consultancy. So he's just about to pay the piper. Like it's a real weighted, heavy vibe on this new start that you're about to get into. And where did we say this was about? This was about the new moon / eclipse energy. During this new moon eclipse, I think it was sort of a shadow period for many people, in the sense where we were facing some deep things that we don't talk about with other people, things that we barely talk about with ourselves. It looks like perhaps there's something in this conversation that you've had with yourself in the last week or so, where you're realizing that there's a wish or a thing that you wanted that's not coming true. It's in reverse, so it's not happening. It might not happen, but you're not giving up. This guy holding these 10 wands here looks like he's pushing forward. He's pushing forward towards this wish. And I'm not sure if this wish is something that wasn't meant for you, collective, or if it's ill-timed, but there's something here about this wish that isn't aligned. But this conversation you're having with yourself is related to a trauma that has you thinking that you still have to push through for this malaligned dream. And I say malaligned, not to say that your dreams are not worthy or are incorrect, but that you're almost pushing upstream. You're fighting the flow of energy that's available right now. And we all have free will. We can do whatever the hell we want. But if the universe is flowing your waters in this direction, but you're trying to go in this direction, you're going to move in the direction you're going in, but it's going to be a tough road because you're going against the available energies. So that's why this guy is looking kind of heavy right now. And why are you going against the available energy? Why are you not embodying some flow here? For one, all I see are major arcanas, right? The Fool, this new start, the Star in reverse, something that you're pushing towards, and then Wands and Swords energy. So there's a lot of masculine energy here, going after what it is you want without regard for the use of your feminine energy, which is important in any endeavor we take, the balance here. But also that this speaks to an old wound, an old ending that still has its grips on you, that still has you walking around with some weight on your shoulders. Card of advice here. I might have been too ambitious trying to do 3 spreads in one 15-minute reading. Oh, that's too many. I don't have time to talk about all that. Let's see, just one, please. 5 of Cups. You're still dissatisfied over the ending of something, collective. High Priestess. And this dissatisfaction, I want to use the word wallowing, and it's not like you're wallowing publicly, right? Like I said, this is something that you're holding on to in secret. It's not coming about. Like, you look like you're ready for the road, right? You look like you're ready to party, have a good time, but you're not moving with a sense of childlike, open-hearted spirit. You're weighed down by something. High Priestess in reverse is the advice card here. It's saying right now it's hard for your intuition to come through because of this hypermasculine energy that you're carrying. And one of these days I'm going to stop talking about this hypermasculinity, because it will be masculine season. It will be summer, and it will be time for us to like flex our muscles and go after what it is we want. But right now, your intuition is fighting to have a chance here. This High Priestess in reverse is not coming through because you're still dissatisfied about an ending of something. Don't let pride get in your way. This has just caught my attention. Pride might have to do with this ending, this scenario that doesn't have the type of completion, this ending of a cycle. And these are things you contemplated within the last week. This is why it's coming up under the new moon / eclipse line. So now I have about 5 minutes left and I'm trying to decide, do I do the week ahead or do I do retrograde? I think I'm going to do the week ahead because I might have time to do retrograde. We're going to be in retrograde for 3 weeks. I'll come back to that. So let's do the week ahead. Ooh. White Witch, be the light. Getting caught up in gossip this week. Getting caught up in low vibrational scenarios, energies. Look at who's on the bottom. The Fool. This is the Fool that I was trying to tell you about. How he's sort of skipping off of a cliff, right? Let's see if the Fool pops back up again. Be the light. White Witch. This talks about positivity, not in a way that's toxic or like blind to the realities of the world, but being mindful of the words you use to yourself, to others, the stories you're telling, whether it's stories that you have in the narrative in your mind or stories about things you saw on the internet or movies or retelling stories of pain and lies. And I mean, music and theater and art all have its place, right? I'm not saying don't watch scary movies, but I'm saying if you're always talking about and dwelling in this place, I don't know why I'm going on about this, but it kind of affects the way we move in other places of life because that's the vibration that we're calling into our space. Four of Pentacles. This is I'm getting a scared vibe, like someone that's clutching on to what it is they have, holding on tight, insecure. But also playing it cool about this insecurity. And it's not because this person doesn't have enough. Six of Cups, Ace of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. They've got plenty. Why? Why is this Four of Pentacles looking this way? 10 of Pentacles. You've got plenty. You're not insecure for it. It's the vibration of those around you. Could be about who you're intimate with, not just physically, but emotionally. Who you're exchanging creative energy with. Be mindful of their vibration. Sacral energy is very sacred. Page of Swords, Six of Pentacles. Yeah, so you're a Queen of Pentacles, right, collective? This is who you are. But you're exchanging energy with a Page of Swords. A Page of Swords is somebody that, you know, my least favorite page, and I'm air energy all the way. This is someone that moves sneakily. This is someone that doesn't know what they want. This is someone that's potentially just like, I don't want to say mind games or conniving, but like this person isn't a bad person, whoever it is you're exchanging energy with. They're just not at your level. They're not mature. And the kinds of conversations they're having with you is bringing down your vibration. You're being called to recognize your divinity. You're being called to recognize that you have the power and the stability and the resources to not be holding on for dear life, clutching, gripping. And this might be an ancestral pattern of surrounding yourself with people that vibrate lower than you. Ask yourself that next time you decide to choose a friend. Are they worthy of your time and energy and love? That's all I got for you. Peace.